Dear students, good morning. Once again, this is Titus for English classes. You know that for 2 months I have been making videos for 10th class and 12th class CBSE. And today we are going to discuss about your supplementary readers. The name of that book is Footprints Without Feet, chapter number 1, lesson number 1. This is for 10th class CBSE. The title or the name of the lesson is a trump of surgery. Okay, a trump of surgery. So, the narrator of the story is a veterinary surgeon. Okay, saved the life of a dog. The name of the dog is Ricky. By hospitalizing him to prevent him for being overfed by his wealthy owner, Mrs. Humphrey, who was simply worsening his condition. So that was the introduction of this lesson. The writer of this lesson is James Herriot. Okay, the writer of this lesson is author is James Herriot, and narrator of this episode or narrator of this story is the veterinary surgeon. Here we can see three major characters. One is Dr. Herriot, and another is Tricky, the dog, and another character is Mrs. Humphrey, one who was the owner of the dog. Okay, this whole story is roaming or moving about a dog only. So, Dr. Herriot had pulled off his car when saw Mrs. Humphrey with her little dog on the street. The dog was very fat. Okay, the dog was very fat because the dog was fed too much every day, and that is why it was very fat. He had blood red and throbbing eyes. His tongues that lolled from his jaws. Dr. Herriot was shocked to see the appearance of the dog. Actually, that was not the normal condition of the dog. That was something different, and that was something, something wrong that is happening to the dog, that he understood that. Then after what happens, Mrs. Humphrey called Tricky. Okay, the little dog. And the Tricky is the name of a little dog. And as listless, he had no energy. So he gave him extra bitter meals, but his health could not build up. Even the malt, cod liver oil, and a bowl of Horlicks failed to make him sleepy. So when Mr. Humphrey thinks that he is getting weak, so he started to give him our food, just like malt and liver oil and something that a bowl of Horlicks. When she fed too much to the dog, to the Tricky, that she began to sleep always. She felt just like sleepy. That was the problem for Tricky, and because of that reason, Mrs. Humphrey cut down the sweets cut down the sweet things, but latent when Tricky started getting bigger. So she cutted the sweets, and because of that reason, Tricky now got little bit weaker. She gave him his favorite cream cakes and chocolate. She gave him food at odd and irregular hours. She gave him only little walk and no other exercise. You know that when she thought that Ricky is getting weak, that is why she gave more and more food. There was no any fixed time. Like we have fixed time, we have breakfast, we have lunch, we have dinner, or sometime we have snacks or something else. Tea time also is there. But in our culture in Rajasthan, we have only two time. 11 o'clock we take or 9 o'clock we take a heavy chapati and sabji or curry. Then after when we come back from the office, that maybe 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, so we take our food as per dinner. In between there is only little bit tea or something else. But in West they are taking 3 time food, breakfast, lunch and dinner, even more than that. But here when you think about cricket, there was no particular time. Whenever she wants, she gave him more foods, and there was no exercise or there was a little bit of walking only. Then the doctor advised the company to cut his food and give him more exercise. Okay, give him more exercise. So Mrs. Pampuri got advice of the doctor and she determined to other that. So somehow she want to follow the advice of the doctor, and Dr. Herriot was taking his progress, but was not satisfied. Okay, so when doctor has seen his progress, he was not satisfied with that situation. So that is why then soon after he left eating and kept vomiting and patting. The doctor suggested that Ricky should be kept under observation in a hospital. So here we have to think that when the food cutted or reduced to give him, then when Mrs. Pampuri or the owner of the dog, she forced him to do exercise or something, jogging and walking, but instead of getting healed, once again it became ill. Okay, so it started to vomiting, and when the doctor observed that, he thought this is not a good condition. This is not good condition. And somehow he thought that it should take to the hospital and it should see the under by the doctors and under by the hospitals or veterinaries. So Mrs. Pumper started working when Dr. Herriot took Ricky to his hospital. Everybody in her household, including our mites, were in tears. Actually, especially West people, and they are loving too much to their dog, and they were considering that it's just like their family members. They don't think it is an animal. They don't think it is something beyond their life. It is something extra, or it is something added to their life. They think that is member of their family. Like the same way, when Ricky was departing from them, from the family, all the family members, even the maid or servant, they were also tear. They were also crying, or they were also weeping. Ricky could not even wag his tail also, okay, or kick his legs. His eyes too had become dull, and he lay down motionless on the carpet. When it reached to the hospital, and it had no ability to kick his leg or to move his tail or to move his body. Simply it lay down on the carpet. Like the same way, it stayed there some days, and the other dogs they ignored him, and uninteresting. They thought that is something uninteresting thing. The doctor gave him plenty of water. He became bit energy after 2 days. Now doctor didn't give any medicine there. He gave something there, some water only there to drink him. On the third day, he trotted out, enjoyed the company of other dogs. He also started eating properly. Then after 3 days, he started to mix with other dogs, and he started to play with other dogs. He liked the company of other dogs. The other dogs also liked him, and all of them and played together and enjoyed together. After 3 days, he began to give his movement, and he began to eat something proper food. The doctor did not give Tricky any medical treatment. Okay, all day he frolicked with the other dog cheerfully. He got out of danger and started convalescing rapidly. That means he became completely well. Okay, he became completely well. So there was no more problem or much problem. That was the problem of only separation. He had no good company, and he had no any friends. That was the problem for Tricky. Finally, they understood that. Then after what happened? So when Mrs. Pompery inquired about Tricky on phone, she was replied that her dog is okay. Now, with very happy, she drove his car and went to the hospital of veterinaries. Then ultimately she was told that Tricky had recovered. She reached the surgery by car, okay, to collect him. The doctor brought Tricky in his arm, okay. The doctor brought the dog in his arm. Tricky jumped into Mrs. Pompery's lap and started licking her face. Tears were shining in her eyes. She thanked the doctor with trembling lips. So we understood that actually when we do not know what is the real requirement, so we are away from the treatment. Actually, the dog was not becoming big because of food or because of something, and the dog was not getting bigger and because of food or mistreatment. That was not the reason. He had good food and he had good family, but he had no good friendship with others. He felt that just like loneliness, and that reason made him to sick. That was the main reason. And the second thing is that how the owner of the dog is worrying about her pets. That is also one major thing. And how they were treating to the animals as their family members. By this story, we have here this. So, once again I tell you, I have a Hindi video also for this lesson. Anybody wants to Hindi, so they can also take or they can also see my in this video. Thank you. May God bless you.